So, thank you. So we're right on time, everybody. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And today I want to, first of all, I'm glad to see all of you on the call, but I particularly want to say thank you, Sylvia, because you are my inspiration for tonight's call. You shared something in the group the other day, and I'm not sure how many people actually watched it, but I certainly watched it with great interest. Now, isn't it funny that, you know, it's a video about Mark Hughes, and Mark Hughes has been around, of course, since the beginning of Herbalife, because he's the founder of Herbalife, but very often people think, oh yeah, Mark Hughes, yeah, I know that. And you know, and considering I've been around for 35 years, I could actually say, yeah, I know that, you know, I've seen Mark Hughes. But, you know, I watched it and I immediately remembered, as I always do whenever I watch Mark Hughes, the very reason why I started Herbalife, the reason why I continue in Herbalife, and the reason why I will always want to do Herbalife. And it's all part of that vision that Mark shares with us. And I think it's so, so valuable. So what I wanted to do today was to dedicate actual team time now for us all to watch this video again together. Even if you've seen it before, watch it again, because what I'd like you to do is I'd like you maybe to have a pen and paper and write down a couple of things that you can pick up from this video about the actual vision of Herbalife. Like, you know, it started in 1980, and here we are in 2023, and this is more relevant than ever. And it's really good to feed your own purpose of what you are doing with your vision in Herbalife. So at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to make space for some questions and answers, because some things may come up. I'm sure things should come up while you're watching this. And we will have a section of for Q&As, and also for you to be able to give us an idea of what you see as your vision of Herbalife, why, what you share in what you see of what Mark is going to talk to us about. So very important. And I would hope that Lucy can help us and roll the meeting now. Thank you.
Say it, okay. Oh boy. You know, this is some meeting here tonight, and I just, you know, so many things have happened so quickly in the company, and I'd just like to take just a couple of minutes and thank every single one of you for supporting me for the last 5 years and what I'm wanted to do with my life. Thank you very much. Now, I'm very excited about talking about Herbalife, because Herbalife has been something that not only that I wanted to do for a long time, but it's something that's very, very important for me. Just about everybody in my family's had a weight control problem, especially my mother. As I was growing up, she was always trying to, you know, diet and trying some kind of goofy type of diets and so on. And eventually she went to doctors to try to get it cleaned up, and they prescribed to her a product called Dexamil. And for those of you who are not familiar with Dexamil, it's a speed, it's a narcotic. It makes you not be able to eat, it makes you not be able to sleep. And from several years of using this particular drug, she ended up having to use sleeping pills to be able to go to sleep at night. And from several years of doing that, she secretly, behind doctors' backs, started getting her prescriptions filled, and she started seeing 3 and 4 and 5 doctors to keep her habit up. And when I was 18 years old, she died from an overdose. And it seemed to me at that time that there was a lot better things that people could go out and do to themselves than just destroying their lives to try to lose weight. And because I've seen literally people do everything to themselves to try to lose a little bit of weight. I mean, individuals are going out there and they're getting an intestinal bypass operations where they disconnect the tubes of your body so you can't retain the foods that you eat and you pass out and you throw up all the time. Individuals are going over and they're getting their actual stomachs cut open. And what this does is they cut them open and they staple them shut so the stomach is smaller so that when you swallow your foods, you feel less hungry because your stomach is smaller. And if you eat too much food, the staples will pop wide open on you. I've seen people go out and get pregnant women's urine shots injected into their arms so that they can lose weight. I've seen people get their mouths wired shut. Anything that they can do. And I mean, people are out there marketing the most ridiculous products in the absolute world. I mean, there's a product out in the world. I mean, there's joke products out today. I don't know if you've seen it on television out here in California. Well, it's going everywhere today. But I don't know if you've seen the one that's recently advertised on television where it says you take these tablets and then at night you just dream the fat away. Have you seen that one? I mean, come on. I mean, let's face it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people will do anything to lose a little bit of weight. And I'll tell you one thing about our company. One thing that we're seriously interested in is getting people cleansed, getting all the nutrition that they need in their body, keeping them slim, keeping them healthy forever. And I'll tell you one thing, this company right here is never going to be the kind of company that goes out there and grabs the cash from people. We're going to go out there and we're going to make America healthy and we're going to keep doing it forever. That's the kind of company we're going to be. You know, it's really been an experience being in Herbalife. A lot of people ask me, you know, how did the company get started and everything. But after my mother's death, I really got interested very much in nutrition, which was about 9 years ago. And it's surprising. I was figuring it out today. It's been almost 8 years ago now since the Republic of China came over here. And I got very, very interested in what herbs would do for the system. And I got very excited about what they would do. And you got to understand, 8 years ago, people really didn't know much about herbs. They didn't know about, you know, herbal type remedies and so on. And they didn't really know what it would do. But I got very, very excited about what herbs would do for the body. And I'll just tell you very, very quickly what it does. Herbs will cleanse the system. In fact, let me ask you this here. How many of you in this room, before you came down here tonight, or before you got involved in Herbalife, were using some type of nutritional products? Let me see this. Everybody look around here. About 3/4 of the room. Well, unfortunately, the majority of you were not absorbing those nutritional products. You absorb your nutrition through your intestine. And because a lot of the pesticides and toxins and everything that are in the foods that we eat, as we're growing up, you get all these pesticides and toxins going through the villi, which is in your intestine, which is where you absorb the nutrition. And so you're not getting much nutrition not only out of the foods that you eat, but unfortunately today there's multi-millions of dollars being spent on high-quality nutritional supplements, and the majority of those products are just being wasted away because your body is so filthy you're not able to receive the nutrients from those products. So what I first got interested in was I knew that herbs would cleanse the system. But you got to understand something. We're just now in the process of breaking in the herbal business. People are just now starting to understand that herbs are the way to go, and herbs are something that will do something for the body. You got to understand something, though. 8 years ago, people really didn't believe in herbs. They didn't know what to do with them. They didn't know how much to take. They didn't know what to use. They didn't know what they would do for the body. So I started thinking to myself back then, how are we going to introduce herbs to the United States? Because it was brand new. I started thinking, listen, one thing I know is people will do anything to lose weight. So why don't we introduce herbs through weight control? Because one thing I knew is people do anything to lose weight. They could care less whether it was good for them or bad for them. They were going to use the product anyway. This way, I could not only get their system cleansed, but we could also get them all the nutrients that they needed. And as they got that, we could then start getting the health-related stories that you heard here tonight and the weight loss testimonials that you heard here tonight. And then the company would finally be in a position where it could start coming out with very unique, high-quality products that had specific purposes for them, and people would be interested in using them, like the G.O.A.T, like the Flora Fiber, like the Herbalife line, like so many of the products that you've seen us introduce over the last 5 years, and people would be interested in using those products because they had lost weight and their health had improved. So I went to a very good friend of mine by the name of Dr. Richard Marconi about, it's been 7 years ago now, almost 8 years ago, and I introduced the whole idea to him. And along with Dick Marconi, myself, and his research staff, we formulated the very first product, which was the Slim and Trim. And then after that, we started coming out with other products. And what's happened to our company and people's health has been the most unbelievable thing I have ever seen in my entire life over the last 5 years. For me to stand here and tell you how I feel about what's happened to the people sitting in this room and the people sitting in all the rooms across the country, and for those of you who are watching us on television tonight, is overwhelming what's happening to people's health. And it's just getting better and better and better. And the only thing I can tell you is with the 22 other doctors that we have on our staff, we are constantly researching to making our company better, to research other new products that will be unique. Because one thing I promise you about our products, one thing is that you get on our products, and you get onto them, and I promise you this, you feel better in our products after 2 weeks of using them than you've ever felt in your entire life. That's one thing I promise. The second thing I promise you is this. This company will never compromise its integrity for going out there and just going out and spending $1 to sell something for $10, to try to get something like a shoe polish or back scratchers or soap suds or something like that. You people in this room will always have the highest quality products in the entire world. That much I guarantee every single one of you. I just can't begin to tell you how I feel here tonight. I mean, this is really something. You think about here tonight and what's happened here tonight. You think about where some of you were just 2 weeks ago. Some of you think about where you were at before you came to this meeting and how you feel today. I mean, Herbalife is something that is really magical. We've got something going on here that is just so unique, I can't even explain it to you. For me, because so many people ask me, well, how do you feel, Mark, about what's going on, and how do you feel about this? For me to try to tell you that is just literally impossible. I mean, I'm standing up here tonight in front of the thousands of people that are in the room here tonight and the millions of people that are watching us tonight on the television to try to explain to you what it was like back in the beginning when I got started was very, very different. I mean, when I got started, it was entirely different. First of all, I mean, I don't know if you know it, but I didn't have a sponsor when I got going. No one taught me how to go out and sell the products. I mean, my teacher was upstairs, you know, and. But, you know, I didn't get to come down to a meeting like this where you see, you know, all the people that have lost weight, you know, and all the people that are making money and stuff like that here today in the company and stuff like that. I wasn't able to come do that. You know, I started out and my very first meeting, like you're seeing here tonight, I didn't have all the products ready. That was the first thing. A couple of the herbs did not come in from China, so I didn't have all the tablets ready and stuff like that. So you got to imagine the setting now. Imagine that, first of all, I was trying to get my best friends to go out and help me in the business. Now, you're talking now 6 years ago, and I was only 23 years old. And so I'm trying to get my friends all excited. And I said, listen, you guys come down to this little meeting, and you're going to see the most exciting thing you've ever seen in your entire life. So I brought 15 of my best friends down to this meeting, and you got to understand, I came in there with a little blender, a baggie full of the powder because I didn't have anything packaged. I did bring some raw guarana to feed everybody, to get them excited, right? But understand the setting here. I got a little chalkboard, and I'm telling everybody, you guys have no idea how influential we're going to be in the entire health industry, and we're just going to take over. Now, I got a baggie full of powder and some raw guarana. You know? Listen, this meeting was so bad, if I hadn't been given the meeting, I would have left the meeting. Right? I mean, it just wasn't working well. Nobody from that meeting wanted to get started. They thought it was just an entire fluke, that I was totally out of my mind. But I tell you what I did was the same thing that you do. And I'm going to tell you how I made it in my business and how Herbalife has worked since we've gotten started. And that theory is carried through since the beginning of the company all the way till today. There's 3 things you got to do to make it in this company if you want to be successful in this company. Number 1 is you got to use the products, you got to wear the button, and you got to talk to people. Now, how many heard that before? Now, some of you are thinking out here that are watching us for the very first time tonight, yeah, I just saw this guy that just came up here. It's making $45,000 a month. And I just saw this little girl that's been up here that was retired for the last couple of years, and she's making $55,000 a month. And don't tell me that you can just use the products, wear the button, talk to people, you're going to make that kind of money. But let me tell you what we did. The people that you saw up here on this stage, all of us did these exact same things. Number 1, we used the products. And I'll tell you why using the products is very, very important. Using the products is very, very important because of the fact that our products are noticeable. You can see it when you're using our products. I'll tell you why. There's a couple things that will happen from you using our products, and this is why it's so important. You'll get referrals from using our products, and you'll get distributors from using our products. The reason why is when you're using our products, this is different than going out and selling some soap suds or some kind of encyclopedias or some kind of like little, plastic bowls or something like that. See, this is a little different than going out and doing this. I mean, this is serious. I mean, let's be serious. How excited can you get about selling a plastic bowl? I mean, be deadly serious about it. You just don't call up your next door neighbor and say, Mary, you're not even going to believe what I got my potato salad hanging in a minute. Right? I think you're a little strange. I mean, you just don't call up someone that's got a new encyclopedia set and said, hey, turn it on to page 47. See, they just don't get excited about that. But listen, you use our products, and number 1, you're going to lose weight. Now, when you start walking down the street, what happens? People are going to notice. They're going to see that you've lost weight. People are going to visualize. It's visual. You don't have to know how to talk. You don't have to have any special education. You don't have to have any special background. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter, how much money that you've got. If you're using the products and you're getting results, people are going to notice it. It was just like my granny. She got onto the product. I didn't know how to sell it to her, but I got her on the products and I stuck it in her face and said, listen, Granny, you're fat. You need this. Right? Now, I wasn't a particularly, have a good, smooth presentation at that particular point. But, my granny got onto the product, and she lost 25 pounds, and she started going out, and what happened? She walks into the beauty salon, and everybody starts asking her how she lost her weight. And my granny, she's great. She's got ratchet jaws. She talks to everything that breathes. You know what I'm saying? It's her little grandson. What is she going to do? So she's talking to everybody, and she's saying, I did this and I did that. And so that's what happens. You start losing that weight. But what's more interesting than that is, have you ever seen people that are on our products and they've never lost 1 pound? But it doesn't matter if you lose weight. Because our products are nutritional and they make you feel good, regardless if you lost any weight at all. Have you ever seen people on our products that have never lost weight? It's the glow in their eye. It's the look in their face. It's just the way that they feel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's interesting, right? You go out there, you don't have a pound to lose. You say, well, I can't get into Herbalife. It's just a weight control company, right? Well, listen, you use the products, you feel better. Sometimes you go out there and you're just feeling so good, you're like this. And all your friends say, what's wrong with you? And they ask you why you're feeling so good, right? And they want to know. Of giving the person that you met the referrals that you end up becoming a distributor. You see what I'm saying? So that's the way the process goes. And so the first thing that you got to do is use our products. That's number one. The second thing you got to do is wear the button. Now, I got to tell you the truth. I didn't have a button when I got going, because there wasn't any buttons. But I tell you what I did do is I used the products every single day, and I believed in them because I was using them. See, you can't go out there. You may think you're a slick-shoed salesman and stuff like that, but let me tell you something. It's not what you say about these products that's so important. It's how you feel about what you say about these products. That's what's important. So you can be as slick as you want to, but let me tell you something. It's on your face when you're using these products every single day. The second thing is wearing the button. And some of you may be uncomfortable about wearing the button. I understand that. You know, it happens to poke a little hole in your jacket. You know, it looks a little silly. Sometimes people make a little fun of you and stuff like that. Maybe you're a little uncomfortable with wearing the button. But listen, if you're using the products, and you heard these testimonials that you heard on this stage here tonight, and coming from the background that I come from, with my mom dying, and what happened in my personal life, after you using these products and you hearing what these products do for other people's health, how can you not stand to get out of this room and not tell somebody else about these products? That's what I want to know. So this button does one thing for you. Yeah, it's going to get you customers. Yes, it's going to get you people to ask about the button. But I'll tell you the biggest thing that this button will do for you. When you put on this button, you say to every single person that's outside of this room and outside of the room that you're in out there in television, it says to every single person, I'll tell you what, I don't care who thinks what I'm doing. I could give a doggone what they're thinking about what I'm doing, because I'll tell you one thing, they're thinking whatever they think about you already. Right? But it doesn't matter. See, when you put this button on, you say, I don't care what anybody else thinks about me. I'll tell you what, I'm proud to be using these products. I don't give a doggone who cares about me selling them. I'll tell you what, I'm proud to be an Herbalife distributor, and I want everybody to know it. That's what this button says right here. And the last thing you got to do is you got to talk to people. See, use the products, wear the button, and talk to people. And then there's one last thing. And that's put some effort into it. On those three things. Because you got to understand something. That's all I did since the beginning of the company. I used the products. I didn't have a button in the beginning. But I will tell you one thing. What I told you the button would do for you is what I had in me. I didn't care about making money in the beginning of the company. Because my mother died and because of the personal experiences I went through as I was growing up, I wanted Herbalife to be in everybody so bad that it was very, very important for me. Listen, we can go out and recruit everybody in the world, gang. That's fine. But let me tell you something. What's more important is we get Herbalife into every single person in the world, and everything else will take care of itself. That's what's important. So those are the only 3 things that I did, and look at what's happened to our company. Some of you think here tonight, well, yeah, it's a phenomenon. It's great. It's wonderful. You know, the company grew in the last 3 months from $25 million a month to $30 million a month to this month over $40 million. That's fine, yeah? That's all great and dandy. And some of you are thinking that that's great and this is wonderful and this is such an incredible company. What you guys don't understand is we have not even begun to start yet. The herbal market's just getting open. What's exciting for me is, you know, you guys just have been able to see G.O.A.T. We worked on that product for over 3 years, and we got it in. We're working on products now that are just going to absolutely, totally revolutionize entire industries. So when you hear these certain figures and stuff, you get all excited. But this is nothing to be excited about at this particular moment. Well, all we've done at this particular time, seriously, all we've done at this particular time is soften the market for people to be able to believe in a new way of taking care of themselves. And with your dedication, yes. All we've done up to this point is soften the market for people to be able to start thinking a different way of taking care of themselves. And all I can tell you is for those of you who stay with us and stick around for the duration, okay, because this is a business that's not only going to be for you, it's going to be for your children, your grandchildren, and their grandchildren to become, for those of you who have the dignity and the guts to stay around us and to want to keep thrusting this company forward, the things that will happen to this company are going to be unbelievable. And with these products and you people, we're going to be able to make this a better world for people to live in and take care of themselves. And you guys are the reason. Thank you very much. May God bless every one of you. Let's make Herbalife number 1.
Wow, wow, wow. And guess what? We are number 1. I mean, you know, there's Mark, his vision, and it's all come true. And every time I hear him say, we've only just got started, you know, every year that goes by and the profits go up and the number of countries we do business in, you know, there's always a meeting where somebody says, and we've just got started. And I've just seen this growth over the years. It's unbelievable. It really is. And I feel so blessed that I came across Herbalife by accident. I didn't plan this, but, you know, I was so moved and inspired by Mark, and I continue to be all the time. So I'm not going to talk anymore because we've heard Mark and I can't really do better than that. But I would like to hear from you guys on the call. If you have any questions that this brought up for you, or if you'd like to share some of the thoughts that you had in terms of what Herbalife means for your vision and how you see yourself as part of it, I would really like to hear that. So who's going to be the first? Don't be shy.
I'll go first.
Yay.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Charlotte.
So for me, with my Herbalife journey, it's been more of the creating a culture of wellness and fitness and nutrition. And within creating that culture, there are so many aspects to wellness. So it's not just nutrition. There's obviously, you know, your mental health and your physical health. So looking at all these aspects combined together, like Herbalife branches off in all those areas, and they're ways to reach people, because then you can have like fitness clubs to draw people in, and then when you come to a fitness club you have a Herbalife shake, so everything has like a beautiful like chain reaction. That's what I wanted to say. There was more. I wrote more, but I won't go into it now, but yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And that's really great. It also illustrates the fact that, you know, Herbalife is for everybody. And as the years have gone by, everybody who comes into Herbalife has their own little approach. They have their thing that feels right for them. I can't tell you how many people I've sat down with and they're starting their business and they say to me, oh, well, people in Spain are different to the way they are in England, or people in Bulgaria do things differently. We, in our culture, we do so and so. Whatever it is, everybody's got their own culture, everyone's got their own style, and everyone thinks, this is the best way of talking to people. And what Mark taught us there was, about use the products, wear the brand, and talk to people. Well, that's the part that is your individual element, whatever it is that works for you, that you feel good with. So yeah, that's a great illustration that, Charlotte, you've taken on what you feel works for you and the people around you, and that's what you're comfortable with, and well done. So obviously using the products and wearing some kind of brand is going to help you to get into that whatever market that you have where you're creating your culture and sharing the products with confidence. So well done. Thank you. So who'd like to go next? Hey, Sylvia.
So thank you so much for just like watching this video again, because this morning I just played it. Just to be honest, I've watched this video for the first time. And I just needed like a boost of inspiration, motivation, or something, because I feel like I'm just currently started to get back into the business part again, because like I had like a slight period of time that I was not so active and I had to prioritize my health. But that's a different story. But I just feel that last week I started to get back into the habit of doing the things that are actually going to get into results. So talking to people is the part that I am missing. I've been missing for a very long time. And now, since starting to talk to more people and getting into conversations, starting relationships, starting conversations, it feels uncomfortable, yeah, because I know it's something that I haven't dedicated enough time, and it's normal to feel like uncomfortable. And hearing this video is just like, it's really funny what he said, like, I didn't have like a sponsor. It really made me laugh, because yeah, we have so much. We have like 43 years of experience. We have so many like materials, videos, like so many facts about the products, and so many inspirational stories, transformations, so many things that we can share now. And I think that sometimes we just take this for granted, or maybe we don't appreciate them so much. But when you listen to these powerful words that at the beginning you don't have those things, so what does it mean? That it's like most of those things are just like limiting beliefs, or maybe like excuses that we are making. And or at least for me, I know that it takes like mindset shift, and it doesn't matter. It's just like it's going to take more practice, and it's going to get easier. And that's like what I wanted to share, because use the products. When I first started, I was very excited about the products and my transformation, because just like for a week or for 2 weeks, Lucy knows, just like I was so amazed by how wonderful I started to feel in my body, my energy, and everything, not just like from the outside, from the inside as well. So then I was such a newbie for social media. I started to, I created my account, and like such an introvert, I was just like freaking out what I was doing. But I started to wear the brand in this way, just showing the brand, and started to post about what I'm doing, started to post about my transformation, about the product. So the biggest part that I was missing was talking to enough people, because yes, I was talking to people before and now, but I know that plenty of people, you should talk to many people so that you can find your people. So that's what I wanted to share.
Brilliant. I have so many things that I could say to you, Sylvia, and about how amazing I think you are. But you should know that, you are very special. And that's not to say that, like, I'm trying to be balanced here. I don't want to make other people feel like, oh, I've got to be as good as Sylvia if I want to do this business, because anyone can do this business. But what I'm particularly impressed by you, Sylvia, is that you have this stick-to-it ability. You now remember what it was like in your first 2 weeks and your transformation and how different you felt. And you recognize that it is about mindset, and you've not given up on yourself, and you've not given up on Herbalife. But whatever you do, when you're on your social media, when you're posting pictures of your shake and your day and everything else, it's beautiful. It's perfect. So please don't think that you are lacking anything. It's just keep doing what you're doing, keep enjoying Herbalife and flourishing and growing in your health and your well-being, and you are going to attract people.
Yeah.
You really, really are. It's just a matter of time. And, Mark would always say, just don't give up. Like he was saying how he had his 15 best friends in the room, and none of them were interested. And if he wasn't giving the meeting, he would have left the meeting, but he just kept going. Yeah. So, we can take inspiration from him that, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter, how you're saying it. When people want the products, it will happen. I can give you a simple example today. I have a distributor from, I think she signed up 4 or 5 years ago. It was before lockdown, so it must have been about 4 years ago. She's only ever used 2 Formula One shakes. Every time she orders, she just orders 2 cookies and cream shakes. And sometimes she'll have some protein bars. But I would say in her whole entire career, maybe she's put in 5 orders. So 10 Formula One cookies and cream is her total volume. But, today, her sister, who's living in Austria, wants some products. Another of her sisters who's living in Germany wants some products. And I'm thinking, how did this happen? She hasn't even really been consistent on the products, but she's just, when the time was right and her sisters were saying, oh, I want to lose some weight and I want to get healthy, I'm going to the gym, nothing's happening, she said, oh, there's this Herbalife stuff that I've used and it's really quite nice. And so talk to my sponsor, Leslie. And, these people came from nowhere for me in a way, but I'm there to support them and help them with finding the right products for them and the right prices for them. So, you just don't know when they're going to pop out of nowhere. And if you're there and you're ready for it and you know how to place the order and where to go, that's all you need to do, is just support people through their journey.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your
thank you for sharing, and thank you for finding this video for us to watch and reminding us how important Mark Hughes is in our total vision, just believing. Okay, who's next?
Hi, I wanted to quickly acknowledge a couple of people. Lizzie has said in the chat, after Spring Spectacular, I've been promoting a walk and talk in my local woods. It's starting this weekend with 20 plus people interested, creating a community where health and wellness is at the heart. How amazing is that?
Really amazing.
So good. So well done, Lizzie. That's amazing. Yeah. Let us know how it goes. And you're a pro at this now. You've done this before. So from things that I've done before, you can never remind people enough about when it's going to happen. And always just keep over inviting to keep the core number growing. So, but that's absolutely incredible what you're doing. So yeah, for anyone who didn't see the chat, I just wanted to read out what Lizzie has done there. Amazing.
Thank you. I need that.
Yeah, I know that you don't always, or you might need a little help with the reading of the small print. And Also, shout out to Marcin, who's on the call. Marcin has smashed way over 500 volume points this month and hit his first promotion to senior consultant. Congratulations, Marcin. It's great to have you here. Marcin is actually a Herbalife pro. What's amazing, I hope you don't mind. Oh, Marcin, you can unmute.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
I was going to speak on your behalf in case you weren't able to, but if you wanted to share a few words, because I know your backstory of how you found Herbalife is amazing and why you decided to become a distributor is so unique. If you want to share any words.
Yeah, sure. Thanks very much for the welcome, and very happy to be here. So I've signed up a while ago, but I was I was dormant, and I think the time has just come for me to stop being dormant and put some things into action. So just for you, because obviously you don't know, I run a basketball club for kids and for adults. So I watch a lot of basketball, and I actually watch a lot of basketball like interviews with coaches and with players. And one quote that struck me, actually two quotes that struck me were, one was, "You got to want it more than you're afraid of it." And I realized that I am afraid of it. It's natural to be afraid of something unknown, and instantly I'm putting these thoughts in my head that I'm not gonna try because if I don't make it, it's a bummer, and like so. But I want to make it, so you gotta want it more than you're afraid of it.
Love
and then
that.
the other quote that struck me, where a player was talking about, or another coach was talking about, how sometimes you have to look in the mirror and say, maybe it's me. So I'm looking at, like, who can help me, who can do this, or it's just me who can start me going. So there's no, I can talk to multiple of people, but until, like, and I feel like I am ready to go, like that's where I am now. But coming back to what Lucy mentioned about my backstory, so I first met Herbalife in 2008 at a job interview in Poland. And this was my first job interview after graduating from university, and I actually got the job, and I ended up moving with Herbalife here to the UK, where I worked 11 years in the EMEA office. So some of the incentives that I've probably tinkered all over them. So if you got a NutriBullet NutriBullet blender in your house, I've helped to procure that. So
Thank you.
so I got some good knowledge on incentives and how the compensation, how the marketing plan works. And I think I'm here to really get back to what I was missing. And like, Herbalife is a big family of people, and you have, employees who've been loyal to the company for 30 years, 35 years, going on 40 years. So for me personally, it's great to see MOJ back at the helm. I think he's a great guy to have in the corner. He's been there. He really believes in the products. He's a product of the product himself. He always talks about it. He's always, on his bike going somewhere. So I think we're in good hands. And yeah, I'm just excited for me to get into some of the Herbalife activities, to join with my basketball activities.
Amazing. So incredible. Thank you, Marcin, for catching everyone up and sharing your amazing backstory. It's so great that you have so much experience with Herbalife from the corporate point of view. So, I remember when we had our first phone call, Marcin was like, I've worked with other companies, and I can say that the Herbalife marketing plan is the best. It's the simplest. And
that's true. So I've actually worked in my corporate career for Juice Plus and for the Body Shop at Home, and understanding those compensation plan was really hard. So I must say that the Herbalife compensation plan is absolutely, if you're explaining, the business side to people, it really helps that it's as simple as you don't have to count number of legs and, who's in your whatever generation. You start, and it's whoever is there and generates volume you're earning on. So don't worry about if it's at this level or that level. Like in these other companies, you wouldn't believe, but a millionaire team would be earning something, and they would have to have at least 3 supervisors, 2 world teams, and 1 active world team to actually get some kind of bonus. So for us to not have those kind of requirements, that it's not the number of people that count, but the volume of business they do, I think it's huge, and it's a huge incentive for people to actually join the business.
Amazing. Yeah, that's great. Even if, you know, not everyone knows the ins and outs of the marketing plan or the other marketing plans, just to hear from Marcin, who is a numbers guy, and he does get that, and he has experience with other ones. Lizzie's saying, I'm in. Yeah, I'm sold. Exactly. You know, that gives us such great confidence. So, Marcin, thank you for sharing that. And, you know, I know you've hung out with some of the biggest and the best distributors in the world. I know you've seen the big picture, the big vision, the, you know, heart of what Herbalife culture really is. So that's all amazing to have as a bonus. And also, we went to Spring Spectacular last month, and I thought what was really special is that the people who were up on the stage, you know, 40K president's team and stuff like that, they reminded everyone in the room that everyone started at 25%. Everyone signed up in the same way. So, you know, wherever we're at in our journey, even if it's just step 1 or whatever, we're in good company because everyone else started that way too, right?
Definitely. And one anecdote that I can share about Quentin is, when I first heard about Quentin, he was a G.O.A.T team moving from Australia back to France. So it's incredible to see, like, even me at the office, when I was looking at his numbers, and I was thinking, wow, that's incredible to grow from, you know, someone who's just coming back to the country without maybe the connections and stuff like that, to really go and just do his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's it. I think that when people worry about, do they have enough connections? I mean, Mark Hughes said it in that video. It's about people connecting you to more people, connecting you to more people, like referrals. So if you take care of 3 people really well, or 5 people really well, or 10 people really well, but you get really good at asking the question of, who else do you know? Who do you know who is struggling with their energy the way that you were struggling with your energy? Who else do you know who you're going on holiday with, who's going to the same wedding as you and wants to get in shape for it, you know? And you end up going from the people you know, and that's how Quentin did it. His team of tens of thousands of people, he wasn't mates with all of them. He knew a handful of them, but everyone knows a handful of people. So I think that's important for people to remember. If that common thing that comes up when people say, oh, I don't know enough people, it's about who your people know. Great. So amazing. I just wanted to introduce Marcin there. So welcome officially to the team, Marcin. And Marcin already knows that Extravaganza is going to be in Krakow this September. So I hope you can join us for that. For anyone who doesn't know the qualification for Extravaganza, all you need to do is be a supervisor. And then once you're a supervisor, do an additional 5,000 volume points. So that is very doable. That can be done between now and then. But the smartest way to do it, of course, would be not to do it on your own. And if you have a network, if you can build a team and a customer base of 10, 20, 30, 40 people, through your people and then a handful of other people, then you will see the volume points climb up very fast. Thanks to me having built a team and a network of people, you know, I've been able, like, I usually do about 500 volume points personally purchased for myself and my customers, but my volume can be 2,500 points a month, or even some months it's been 5,000 or 10,000, not because I've done it all single-handedly, but the power of numbers is what makes it happen. So for anyone who's looking at the numbers of the marketing plan, looking at how can I qualify for Extravaganza or a NutriBullet or anything else, the biggest tip is to work smart and leverage the power of duplication. Cool. That's just what I wanted to share. I wanted to welcome Marcin, and hello to Krish as well. Krish is tuning in from Portugal. This is her first call as well. Welcome, Krish. Great to have you here.
Would
Hi,
you like?
everyone.
Oh, great. Would you like to share
Hi.
something with us? What you got from that video, or if you have any other questions?
Well, I came in like halfway, maybe.
Mhm.
So I didn't get everything, but I got the essentials. I'm still at the very, very, very beginning. I haven't found my favorite flavor. It's something that I've talked to Lucy about, and I'm struggling because I don't know. The self-doubt is really kicking my butt. So I'm still the very, very beginning. I'm working on it.
Great.
Welcome. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you've heard that the Herbalife is so basic. Use the products, wear the brand in some way. I mean, look, I'm wearing a badge, but I've got a bottle here with Liftoff in it, and so I've got the name Herbalife Nutrition on there. I could be on the bus or on the train or in the park or whatever, and having a drink, and people can see the brand. So I'm very clear about my branding. I always have something with me that is branded, and you can do that too. And sometimes people won't come to you and say, can I buy some Herbalife from you? I mean, that doesn't normally happen. Although, having said that, while we're on this call, I've got somebody who's just texted me to say, how can I pay you for these products? So I've just told her how to send me money. But the thing is, yeah, branding yourself wherever you go. And people may or may not talk to you. They're not going to come up to you necessarily like Lizzie's talking about walking in the woods. Not going to be someone coming to you in the woods and saying, "Oh, how can I buy Herbalife?" necessarily. You never know, it might happen. But the point is, if you're out there and you're meeting people and you're talking to people and you're showing people how they can have a healthier lifestyle, these are all things that people are interested in. And all you have to do is be open to discuss things with them. None of us is in the business of convincing somebody to buy Herbalife. You can't grab hold of somebody and put their arm behind their back and say, you must buy Herbalife from me. All you can do is share the benefits of the products and the business opportunity. And if it lights them up in any way, shape, or form, it's not magic words that you say, it's who you're saying it to. And then they might say, oh yeah, that sounds like something I could be interested in. Let me find out more about it. Can you send me some information or introduce me to someone who can help me? So again, it doesn't have to be all down to you. So don't be scared of getting started.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Great advice. Great advice. And Krish, well done. Give yourself credit because you've shown up today, and I know we've been speaking as well. And the biggest tip I would say is that it can be so natural and so common to overthink things. I know that I can sometimes be an overthinker. And from my personal experience, I know that when I overthink something, I kill the energy of it. I kill the dream, and also other people can steal our dreams as well. So what I always do whenever I have a goal that I want to accomplish is I protect my energy. I only, I don't take on board everyone's opinions. I fill myself up with the nutrition and also the nutrition for my brain. Do you know what I mean? So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed with how should I do it, or who would be interested, or how do I achieve this goal, I would say put all of that on hold for a moment and just pour massively into yourself. So step one, I would say, is make your number one project taking amazing care of you over the next 21 days. Pour that Herbalife product into your body for 21 days. Do it as an experiment. Do it to see how good you can feel. Do it to see how much of a difference you will notice in your energy levels, in your digestion, in your skin, in your hair, in your nails, in your sleep. Just do it as an experiment. If everything else feels overwhelming, just make it all about you. Like it's a self-care an act of self-care, an act of self-love. And when you pour that much into yourself, then after 21 days, it's not going to be like, how do I talk to someone about this? It's going to be like Mark Hughes said, people are going to be going, hey, what's different? What's going on? Like, you're looking so good, or what's that you're using? Or you might even find that your energy about Herbalife is completely different. And so when you do have conversations with people, it will be easy. It will flow. You'll meet more people who are like, oh, yeah, I want to try some of that. Whereas if you're in the energy of, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I don't feel ready. I'm really struggling. I don't know where to start. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't know if I can do this. That's the energy that's going out, right? And then we come across a mean person, or we come across someone who says no, and it destroys us, rather than you come across someone saying no and it's like, okay, cool, bounces straight off you because you're just so full of feeling good and you're taking amazing care of you. They can just carry on with their life of negativity if they want to. You're not on that frequency, so it doesn't even hurt. You know what I mean? So filling up yourself with the nutrition. So every day, use the Herbalife products every day. Really simple. It's a small little step. And the only other thing you need to do every day is listen to something that's personal development. Just type in Mark Hughes Herbalife to YouTube, and there's like 5-minute long videos or 12-minute long videos, or Sylvia or someone in the chat sometimes shares them in the team chat as well. And just absorb like 10 minutes of Herbalife personal development, and have your shake and tea and aloe, or shake and tea and tablets, or whichever products you want to get started with. That's not scary, right? Those two things, not too scary. Good. Good. So that would be my advice, not just for you, but for anyone who's at that point, because it's not just you. It's not like you're bad at this and everyone else is better. Not at all. This is very, 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 very common. Okay. And we've just got to know how to gently get ourselves out of that place, to get unstuck, to get ourselves feeling amazing. And then everything else seems easier once we've overcome that first obstacle that was often, it's an invisible wall we build for ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Look, Charlotte's saying this is literally what I've been going through. So you're not on your own, right? So thank you for having the courage to share that as well, because you show other people, I'm not on my own too. Yeah. So being honest, being vulnerable, tuning into these calls, then it takes all of that. Do you feel lighter? The weight has been lifted a little bit already?
Yeah, it has.
Good. So thank you for coming here and reaching out to us, and we're all here to support you. So, we do these calls most Mondays, not every Monday. Some Mondays we post something that's going to be really valuable as well. We'll always think of how can we give everyone in the team something to uplift their energy, refocus their mindset at the beginning of every week. Why? Because even if you've been in the business for 30 years, we all need to stay plugged in, to recharge our mindset, to remember why we got started. Doesn't matter whether you're in the business 1 month or 3 decades. Like, we're all human beings, and that's what we need. So I think really important to just remind and share that it's never that we're not good enough. It's just understanding, okay, this is what I need to be able to keep my energy flowing for long enough to turn my business into something that I want it to be. Mm-hmm. It's knowing the rules of the game and how to play it. Yeah. So all about you for 21 days. Obviously, if someone before that time wants to buy products from you, you don't have to say, sorry, no, I can't until 21 days. Like, you're open for business always, right? But sometimes just taking that pressure off helps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Amazing.
We're all here for you. I can see, I'm thinking Celine.
Yes, Celine, did you want to share anything?
Queen of making reels, by the way. Celine, you've been working on your reel talents. Reels.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
I'm loving them.
Yeah, me too.
I hope everyone's following Celine's. Her reels are so entertaining.
Yeah. I think you guys have said most of what I wanted to say actually about like I've basically been kind of focusing on being like a friend to my team. So I've reined in on that 2 people, so Tabitha and Christine. So I've got good at showing up for them, just giving them my attention, making sure I have regular calls with them, checking in, just being like an inspiration for them as well, just working on myself. So I've been doing a lot of the working on myself bit so that I can be the best possible leader for them and for anyone else. That's it, really.
Well done. And
Amazing.
you encourage them to come along to Spring Spectacular with you.
Yep.
So, that's the name of the game, to talk to people and bring them to the next event. And, we haven't mentioned on this call that there are opens up and down the country that people can share the Herbalife opportunity with. I'm not sure about in other countries. I know in the UK what we have, but Lucy, you've probably got meetings and recordings and things for team members abroad as well as here, haven't you?
We have some, but yeah, we can also find out the local events in different countries.
Yeah,
I think
that would
here
be great.
Most people here on the call, we've got the UK, Portugal, and Bulgaria. So yeah, we can find the different events. But yeah, what's going on in the UK right now, for anyone who's, even if you're not in the UK, you can still invite people to the events in the UK, right? But yeah, the events in the UK are so good right now. So I think, to be honest, the events in the other countries are great as well. It's just the UK was lacking that for a while. The events are probably already amazing in Portugal and Bulgaria and loads of other countries.
There's have you heard of the All Stars calls?
Yes, I have.
So there's those that we can invite. So there's male focus on a Tuesday, and then on a Thursday the women's focus. And they present it the same way as the opens. So people like Sylvia can invite people to that one.
Is that online?
Yeah, as a Zoom call. So they've got the same slides they use in the opens, but they do it as a call instead.
Great. Can you share the details in the team chat?
What I'll do is, when I'll speak to Warren, I'll get him to share them with me every week, and I'll just post them in the Telegram group.
Yes, please. That would be amazing. Okay. That would be perfect, because then we can access that. Anyone can access that wherever they are. And those are like the all-star calls. They always have a big name sharing their story, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Great. That's amazing. Thank you, Celine.
Thank you, Celine. Great. Okay. Shall we wrap it up now?
Sure.
Is anybody else burning to ask a question that they haven't asked? Speak now. Or it's over for now. Okay, great. So look, guys, thank you so much for being on this call. I just wanted to say that, I met Mark Hughes. I met him. I've had my picture taken with him. He's on my screensaver on my phone here. This man had such a vision that not only did he want this company to be simply the best, number one in the world, but he taught people who are still around, people like me, that sadly, when Mark Hughes passed away, we were very sad, but at the same time, we all knew what the mission was. We all understood the vision that he had. He poured so much into this company. He had so much in his spirit that he fed all of us with his inspiration. And what's amazing is that the company has grown stronger and stronger using that vision, and that it's like it's manifested into this huge thing that's continuing to grow. And what we always have at the center of it, I wrote the word down while Mark was talking, it's always heartfelt. When he's talking, you can feel the warmth from his heart of what he wants to give to people around the world through the company. And so I see it as our mission to continue his heartfelt vision. And, you know, your heart sometimes has to hurt when you're trying to build something big. But if it's something that you believe in strongly enough, and you just come back together with all of us, we all join hands, we support each other because we share this love. We share the love of Herbalife. We share Mark Hughes's love for you know, helping the world get healthier and happier and wealthier. Then, you know, we can just carry on. We will never fail. We will succeed. Herbalife is limitless. So just keep coming back, join hands together. You know, been listening to this Louise Hay, and she talks about hold the hand of the person to your left and hold the hand of the person to your right, and send love to each of them in this circle. And we can be like that when we're in our team group. That's right. You know, we're together. That's the magic of, you know, the internet. When we first started, there was no internet. You had to talk to one person at a time. You had to work up the courage to go up to somebody face to face and talk to them. Now, you know, you can post and it's all out there to thousands of people if you wanted to. So have no fear. We are here. And Herbalife is, you know, us together. So well done, team. So proud of you all. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We love you all. And we'll see. Have a great week. This is not the end of your week. This is the beginning of your week, okay? It's not like, oh, I've done my Herbalife for the week. Tick. You know, no. Get going. Action speaks louder than words. All right. Love you guys. Thanks again. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.